I can't say crawl space cleanouts are my all-time favorite job to do, but if work needs to get done, work needs to get done, you know what I mean? So basically what happened is that the AC repair guy went down there and said it smelled like death. And so when we got the job, we basically found a whole bunch of raccoon feces and carcasses. And so the original problem was that they weren't getting any airflow into their ducts, and that's because here you can see they're full of water.
But what makes these jobs so difficult is the fact that I can't freaking move.
But truly, that's why. Time to clean the box truck. But before we do that, we gotta take everything out first. Now we try to clean the box truck at least once a quarter because we bring so many nasty things inside of there. So Makai and I decided to take a few hours today to get it all done. So once we take everything out, we decided to sweep out all the dirt and trash that was left in there. And I thought about just taking some rags and chems to just wipe it down, but then I just said screw it and power wash the whole thing. Also, if you don't know who I am yet, I'm a crime and trauma scene cleaner, so check out the rest of my profile if you want to see those nasty biohazard cleanups. So after we power wash the inside, we start scrubbing the outside of the box truck. Then I do some finishing touches inside and crank up the power washer to wash down the outside. It was a crazy hot day today, so both Makai and I actually got sunburns from doing this. So once we finished the outside, we actually had to start doing some of the tools we use on the job site, and let's just say there's a little bit of splashback. But I'm so glad we got those clean. They were really nasty. Then we just refill all the chems we used and start putting everything back nice and neatly. This was my favorite part about the job because now we gotta put everything back where we wanted it to. Also, please don't roast me for that. That was an accident. But here's the finished result, and I can't wait to get started on the next job with this new box truck. But honestly, today's a great day because it's... Jacob, what's the worst place you've ever had to clean? Well, whenever I get asked this question, my mind instantly jumps to the house I did whose toilet stopped working for about 5 years. Despite it not working that entire time, they still decided to use it. But it wasn't just the toilet that really made this job the worst one we've ever done. It was the knee-deep pile of rotting food and raw meat that was filling up the entire house. Plus the sheer amount of fluids leaking out of the refrigerator that made the entire carpet soaking wet. So when I started my job as a biohazard cleaner, I did not expect to have to do so many freezer cleanouts. But nevertheless, here I am again with the nastiest smelling freezer I have ever witnessed, for real. Basically, all the power went out for several months and all the food in there started decomposing. We were taking out beef, chicken, fish, all the nasty stuff out of this freezer. It was like as soon as you open up the freezer, the smell would just knock you out. So we put everything in these bags and we double bagged it, triple bagged it in some cases, and took it out. You wouldn't believe the amount of flies that we saw circling that thing. And here's me cleaning up the rest of the meat juices that was left behind. But make sure to like and follow if you want to see more content like this. But honestly, I gotta tell you that... Now don't get me wrong, I love pets, but sometimes those little nuggets can just make a big mess. So today we're cleaning up some pet droppings that this poor lady simply just couldn't do herself. So after we let the chemicals sit for a little bit, we use our rags and plastic scrapers to bring it all up. These jobs are low-key really satisfying because you get to do these super clean wipe-throughs. But honestly, my favorite part about the job is the fact that I get to chop, fold it, and pretend I'm working at Cold Stone. But this is the finished result, and I'm super proud of how it turned out. So I clean up hoarder homes for a living, and one of the things I always get asked is whether or not the police have been called on me because they thought I was stealing. And the short answer is basically yes. Oftentimes, the homeowner is gone when we're doing our job, and we've had a couple of concerned neighbors actually call the police and have them show up to our doorstep. Once we explain who we are and what we do, they're usually pretty chill. So it might disrupt the workflow a little bit, but at least we get to make a good connection with a local police officer. So I clean up hoarder homes for a living, right? And something I still fear when walking into a job like this is that I won't be able to get it all done. It can just be really overwhelming the amount of stuff we have to sort through and throw away. But I was honestly super stoked to get working on this project because the whole family came together to help their parents sort out this mess. Basically, the home just became too much of a tripping hazard for the parents to live safely. So it was really cool to offer help with something that they've been trying to get done for over 15 years. So after we got everything taken out, the boys and I started to sweep up all the floors and take down all the cobwebs from the ceiling. We basically got to turn this garage into something completely new. And this is what the finished result looked like. Hope you guys like it. So I'm a biohazard cleaner, right? And basically that means I get to help people going through some of the worst situations of their life. Like whether that's crime scene cleaning or helping people get a hoarding situation figured out, I get to help make a really big difference in that person's living situation and the rest of their life, honestly. But not every day at work is exactly like that. Some days like today, I'm doing an odor remediation to help get gas fumes out of this person's garage. And there's nothing too glamorous about it. I mean, I'm literally just scrubbing down the walls and floor. So even though this isn't like a life-changing service I'm providing, it's still really helpful to them. And that's totally okay. You don't have to do life-changing services to feel good about the work you're in. So if you're an entry-level employee cleaning up people's homes or a plumber, like that's okay. Take pride in the work you do and just do it to the best of your ability. I mean, you don't have to love the work you do, but you can still take pride in it because it actually does matter. So I really hope this video resonates with a few of you guys and maybe just changes a little bit of your perspective on your work. But if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and give it a like and I'll see you guys in the next one. There are over 150 vehicle break-ins every single day in this country. So it's pretty common for our company to do a full car decon when the owner gets it back. So the first step is to fog the entire vehicle with a viricide. That's just because the guy was living in there for a few days and you don't know what he was doing in there. And then we start taking out all the trash, being super careful for sharps or needles. And we actually found our first sharp underneath the car mat. So that's why we always wear our hazmat suits and our double gloves to protect ourselves. And so since we found sharps, the owner wanted us to take out that foam board. That's just because you don't know if he was hiding needles in there or anything. And then the rest of the job is just a normal vehicle cleanup. So we wipe down all the surfaces and the high touch areas specifically. And we also use the spot shooter to really get deep down into the fibers of the car seats. Lastly, I just crawled up in there with some Windex and